What is up, everybody? No, your eyes are not playing tricks on you. Brother-in-law stopped by with his 2020 Civic Sport. Believe it or not, homeboy only has it for 2 months. Already lowered it. Did all this beautiful stuff to the car. Car's looking on point already. Today was our day off, right, Jonathan?
Yes, sir.
But we walk into the garage and we got our trusty free labor assistant tinkering around up in here halfway through the job. To keep you guys out of suspense, what he's actually putting in today is going to be the PRL charge pipes and the Acuity Shift Linkage bushings. We're gonna do a couple things to the car. Ended up coming up again on a PRL intake, so we're gonna change that up. It's gonna be a few days till we get it, but we're already taking the initiative to take off these parts, get it ready, get those PRL ones put in. We're gonna get the first part put in this installment, which is just gonna be up until there, till that coupler. And again, folks, go ahead and type in the comments why you're upset why we didn't start this video from the very beginning. But it's because he just hopped on here, didn't wait for the camera crew to set up, right, John? Didn't wait up and started just tearing apart the car. So I'll give you guys a little bit of insight on what we're gonna do. We're gonna start the beginning of the charge pipe install. As you can tell, he's already removed the battery. He also removed the intake here. And we're removing this hose and that little 90-degree charge pipe from the throttle body. We aren't gonna do the whole thing because in order to get to the coupler, we have to remove the bumper, and we're not ready to do that just yet. Maybe tomorrow. Like I told you, today was a day off. Somebody wanted to do some overtime. So we're just gonna watch him do it, and we'll pick up tomorrow and finish off the rest. All right, y'all, so today is not going to be an actual video of installing. It's just gonna be kind of like a loose vlog. Stock charge pipe, if you look at it. So the sensor pops into here, there's a little O-ring, and it slides into here, and there's a nut that fastens it down. On the PRL one, it's more of a, you gotta turn it around. Oh, it's actually like a threaded. All right, y'all, so we, again, jumped the gun when we said we needed to put in a 10 mil into this hole, actually that hole. You don't need to do that. In the instructions that PRL provides you, which we should have read ahead of time, says that you need to grab either some pliers, which we did, or a vise. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna twist that screw out of the stock charge pipe. So that one there comes out of the charge pipe. You gotta unscrew it. You just need to reinstall it back into this one. Just twist it on there and it's all good to go. Tighten it back up. At that point, then you just put the sensor over it and attach it with the nut that goes on there. Just want to give you guys a heads up on that. We are going to also change the shift linkage bushings while we're in here. Now, Acuity does an amazing video on how to do this. We're just gonna go through the process, see what we encounter, see if there's anything that Acuity doesn't cover. They give us on the video is spot on, nothing out of the ordinary. Now, if you want to know a little bit of insight why we're switching these bad boys out, number one, I believe these are smaller than the stock. From what I've seen on the FK8 product review site, the stock Type R hose has a tendency after a while of this rips on you. PRL does an excellent job of taking away the 90-degree bend on the charge pipe and putting a 90-degree elbow coupler to make sure that there's durability, number one, and number two, like I said, it takes away that weak point, so later on you don't have to replace this. And it also increases airflow. We're back here with young Morris. Where you at?
Taking off the engine harness. or moving it forward so you can get to these. The clips that actually hold in the actual shift linkage.
To this bracket right here, right?
Yeah. So.
That bracket right there.
And there's two, so one farther to the left and the one that's being shown.
Okay, so we came across a little bit of a heads up moment. If you feel around it, there's nowhere real to pop it out. What you are gonna find is right here. See, it's level right here, and right here there's a little entry area. What we're doing is we're sticking a flathead screwdriver and prying it out that route. Once we get a little bit more room, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick the base of the screwdriver, just show them, the base, and then we're gonna pry it out after that, just like that. Yeah, once we get clearance to get in there, which we're almost there. All right, so we went ahead and removed the C-clips. Now, like I told you folks, this is a pain in the rear end. The way they sit just like this. Easiest route we found was to grab a screwdriver, and first what you want to do is pry it here from the middle area, because the C-clip will wrap around here and here. So you want to pry it out this route, and once you start getting enough room, you're going to use a fairly thin screwdriver, flathead preferably, but it needs to have a thin, I don't know what you want to call this, barrel, whatever. And that's just so you could play with it in this direction, like so, and try and pry it up and down, up and down, up and down until it starts wiggling out and you're able to pull it out. Now it is a task. The one in the back, that guy was a little harder. It did sustain a laceration because of it on this part right there, that one where you see my finger pointing. But we got it out. We're gonna go ahead and do the shift linkage bushings now. Okay, these are the Acuity Shift Linkage bushings. They do include the O-rings and the new cotter pins, so don't worry about the ones that are on there already. These you can toss, and we are gonna need the new shift linkage bushings. Obviously, this is for the smaller side, the shorter side, excuse me, which is gonna be on your left-hand side if you're looking at the car, and this is gonna be for the right-hand side. Again, Acuity does give you an in-depth video. That's why we're kind of just hopping back and forth here. All right, first bushing is out. It looks like this. Just gotta make sure you have a thin enough screwdriver so you can get it through this hole and then pry it out left and right. We're gonna attempt to fish number 2 out. As we dropped it, you can see it. It's right there, all the way in the very back. We'll get it out in a second. Remember, when you're putting these in, this is the top, this is the top, that's the bottom. Remember, downside, it's gonna tell you. Okay, so now we've gone ahead and put in one of the Acuity Shift Linkage bushings. We're putting in the second one. Make sure you take your time, watch the Acuity video. It's gonna give you plenty of insight on how to do it. That's what we've been just following step by step. We just finished the cotter pin. Now we're gonna put in the C-clip. Best route we did was we grabbed a mallet. Well, we put in the C-clip, so it's ready to go. As you can see it, you can see the C-clip ready to go. Make sure before that, see there's like, it looks like a nut, and then you got a washer, then you got a small gap. Make sure that gap is there when you're putting in your C-clamp. You don't want to put it here or anywhere behind it. You might be in trouble. So we're putting a mallet, rubber mallet butt to it, and with the hammer just striking with the pin, the top. As you can tell, it's just going in. It's flush. Both sides? Mm-hmm. All right, make sure it's nice and flush and you're good to go. Shift linkage bushings are in. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Yo, I forgot to mention to you guys, I could finally see the spoon clutch slave line hose. There she is, right there. If y'all didn't know where it went, that's where it goes. And that's all up in there like that. Okay, we're still at it here. There's like a cajillion bolts that hold the battery. If you were only going to install the bushings, I would say save up your money and get yourself some charge pipes. So you might as well do all of that all at once rather than having to do this whole step all over again, because I'm telling you what, it's a pain in the rear just to take care of those two little things if that's all you're gonna do. All right, so everything's back on. Battery's back on. You can tell that the first part of the charge pipe is in. We were just messing around here, but we're gonna do this part and that coupler once we remove the bumper tomorrow. So stay tuned to part 2 of this install. This is all prep and getting everything ready. We have about 9 days till we hit our track day. You can tell we got the stuff that we needed to get done. But yes, folks, we are this close to taking it on the track. We got exactly 9 days. So once we button up all this good stuff, we'll go out for a test drive. And a big update for you folks. I went ahead and put the wheels and tires back on. Went ahead and took it to a CNC shop, and they went ahead and took 5 millimeters off the offset. So that way now we're sitting at a plus 40. We did rub a tiny bit when we had 3 people in the car. I think I'm gonna deal with it when we go to the track because I did want to run these wheels and tires. Again, just to reference, today is Saturday. We're gonna work on this Sunday. I should be getting the PRL intake Monday or Tuesday. And like I said, I might just say, screw it, I'll pull the trigger and get the intercooler if it's available. All right, boys, that concludes part 1 of this video. Like I told you guys, this is gonna be a 2-parter. We are hoping to finish up the install of the charge pipes. And why I say we're hoping to finish it up soon is because I have to wait till either Monday or Tuesday to see if I can get an intercooler for the R. If I can, we're just gonna throw that sucker on there. I didn't tell you guys, but I came up again on a PRL intake. Now I do have the Takeda one. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with it. But because I have OCD, I figured since I have the down pipe, the charge pipe, I have now the front pipe, and if I get an intercooler, why not just seal the deal with PRL and get everything taken care of through them. Besides, they have amazing products. Everything so far has been spot on. I just want to tell you guys that we are going to shift this channel for the next couple of installments into a track ready prep type of videos, more like a vlog of what we're gonna do, what we're gonna buy, all the things we need to get leading up to track day, which is in about 8 days. And then once we're on the way to a track, that'll be a separate whole nother video. But for all of you guys that are watching, that have been watching, I really appreciate it. Everybody that drops comments, I try and answer back. You guys have been amazing. Thank you again for the countless support. I really appreciate it. We are sitting somewhere around the high 70s of subscribers, so you guys are awesome. I want to tell you that, and I will tell you that once we start getting to the 90s as far as subscribers, I am gonna do a giveaway for something super amazing. I mean, I don't think anybody can match this, so I am gonna call out on all of you guys to help me get subscribers to get us to 100. And I will promise you, just like I did when we reached, I think it was like 10 or 12 and nobody claimed their prize, I will give you guys something that's worth it. That's going to be 100 subscribers worth it. And I'll give everybody a shot to do it. We'll do like an Instagram entry or even a raffle if we have to. We'll figure it out. But I'll give you guys a hint. It involves spoon. So get your thinking caps ready, and don't think it's going to be a part that I'm going to buy and I'm going to give it. No. Just think about what we did at I Heart Honda. If you guys haven't watched the video, go back and watch it. You'll see something that goes on there. I'll give you that as a clue. And I'll drop more clues in the other videos as we go along. But I want to thank you guys. Help us reach 100. Appreciate the support. Trusty free labor assistant, myself, and the Type R. I want to tell you thanks again. We'll catch you guys on the next installment in a few days. Stick with us. It's gonna be amazing.